So, World War III, the psychological war, the war on the mind, which in turn controls the body. It's long been known that the CIA and these agencies have had mind control programs and tests, etc. But they finally figured out a way to control man without any physical means at all. We're being controlled, influenced, manipulated, and in turn motivated to act and, again, to control the mind, to influence, to manipulate the mind, the emotional body is to control the body itself, is to drive the body into doing things you would typically never do. So, what side do you choose in this spiritual war, and how is it won? And the best thing I can tell you is, the best saying is, the true revolution will not be televised. So, a revolution is not people revolting in your city streets, burning buildings, looting stores, etc., rioting, even peaceful riots. This will bring you no change, because we're looking toward man-made laws and governing systems to bring about a change which is going to fix everything. And what we don't understand is, no matter who's in control, who's in power, who the elite is, who has the money, etc., we are the front lines of society. Our interactions with each other day after day is what reflects our current state of the world. We are the society. We are the system. We are what keeps this thing going. How we interact, how we treat each other each and every day is what truly matters. Not who's in power, not who's in the presidential spot or office, not which house controls the Senate or the House of Representatives. It does not matter. There's a reason the governing system features a two-party system. And what they have done is, again, they have taken man and put you at war with yourself. We are all one here. And this sounds so typical, so cliche to say. We're all one here. We're all one here. What does that mean? What that means is we are God. We are what we're calling God. God has no image. God is the image of all of us. So how we're treating our neighbors, your reflections, no matter the color or gender, is how you are treating God, is how you are treating yourself. You are these people you see in front of you are the very reflection to yourself, are the very extension to yourself. Everything you feel and as deep as you feel is just as real and as deep to anyone else. So this is why our minds are colliding with each other with this word of truth. We have the truth. No, we have the truth. This side has the truth. No, this side has the truth. This side is the truth. This side is the truth. And then you have one side looking at the 6, calling it a 9. The other side looking at the 9, calling it a 6. And this side is saying, how are you guys not seeing the fucking truth? It is a 9. How? It's undeniable. And this side is saying, I'm looking right at it. It is a 6. How are you not seeing the truth? And the truth is that what you are trying to agree on or find a common ground on will never happen, because this governing system is not the law of the cosmos. We're trying to force something to make sense that never was supposed to. We weren't meant to be governed. We didn't need to be mediated or influenced or controlled, but we have fallen into the habit of being subjected to being controlled, to being influenced, to being told what reality is. Through news, through social media. The moment we wake up, we open our phone, it tells us what reality is, what the day will bring, what has happened, etc. from the night before. The internet has connected us, but it's also been a blessing and a curse at the same time. It's connected us, yet it's brought out the most ugliness in all of us. You look at all the comment sections and all these posts, and everyone is arguing, bickering, and using such hateful, aggressive, mean, nasty words. So while it's connected us, it's disconnected us. It's changed the dynamic of how we interact. It's changed the dynamic of us being social. And likewise, it's desensitized us to being human, to being simply compassionate, to simply having morality for one another. We've lost touch with that inner child. And again, these words sound so cliche, but our inner child didn't need to think about someone in need of help or someone in need of something. If someone was crying, our inner child knew to comfort them, to ask if they were okay. That's basic compassion. That's basic humanity. That's something we have lost. We have lost the basics. And this is what I mean. The more advanced we get in our technologies, the more behind we get as being humans, as being compassionate, as basic things which make up us being human. And I know I've said in a lot of videos, we are not human. We're not this word we call human, but this isn't this kind of video. I'm using the word human to describe, to put a word to what this is. But beyond the word, as I say in all my videos, we aren't human. We are God. We aren't being born and we aren't dying through these bodies. We aren't appearing and we aren't disappearing through these bodies. We are identifying with these bodies, so it appears to us at the time that we are birthing and dying. But when you truly die, you awaken to what reality is. The fact that you are the presence that is neither coming or going. You are what you're calling God. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed, right? It always is. And it cannot be explained why it is. There is no on and there is no off. That is only in the laws of duality. And God is non-dual, which means it's neither on nor off. It simply is. There is no word to express the non-dual state, which is why when you know, you know. When you have died, you know. There is no before and there is no after you. You are the eternity. The eternity. So when you touch infinity, you have single-handedly embodied every single incarnation. You understand and understand that every single being that you are witnessing is not just a part of you, it is you. So again, just as deep, just as real as you feel your truth, your reality is just as real and deep as someone else's. Which is why, again, no one's seeing what you see, even if they're looking at it too. Until we realize the fact that we have 3 eyes, not 2. Which is why they don't teach us these things in school. But we have 3 eyes, and we're not seeing through these 2 outer eyes. These 2 outer eyes are merely a projector. What is powering the projector is the inner eye, the mind. You can call it the pineal gland or whichever you'd like, but it is the mind. The mind is everything. It is the mind that you are seeing with. So you have 2 eyes to look and only 1 to see. Which is why you can only meet yourself in the world and through these people that you interact with day after day, as deep as you've met yourself here. These are merely a projector. So the world and everyone in it are a projection from your source of consciousness within you. So it's not the object that is changing. It's not the world that's changing shapes. It's not the people that are changing. It is your belief, your mind that is changing. So for instance, many people grew up thinking the world was this shape, and then they got on social media and found some news or some, videos that made them think otherwise. Then they started thinking randomly one day the world was this shape. The world did not physically change shapes. Again, you are not seeing the object. What you're calling reality is merely a projection. Which is why we seek to know something greater than ourselves, because one, we know something here is not right. And the deeper we go, the more we know it's not right. What we're calling reality is not really reality, it's but a projection. Which is why simply acquiring knowledge can change that projection, can change your reality itself. It's not the objects changing, it is simply your source, the mind itself, everything. Your consciousness is everything. Which is why sleep is the cousin of death. Sleep gives you a taste of what death is, to have no body. In some dreams you may have a body, but in other dreams you may not have a body at all. It's showing you yourself. We are the void, we are in the void right now. We're taught that we're in some world, in some place, in some location and time. But this is all false. The world and everything in it, including yourself, is the mind. Without the mind, we're simply this energy that is formless. And again, it has no word, but the word void is how we best express it, because it's the absence of anything but the presence of everything. There is nothing to be seen, yet everything is there. Everything is known. Because we are that singular moment. There is no time. There is no beginning or end in infinity. Because again, you're not what's appearing and disappearing through the images on the screen. You are the screen itself, the immovable presence, the central point on the clock. Everything is moving around you, but you are not moving at all. That is why life is but a dream. And again, we're fighting and killing each other over meaningless things. Which came first, the black or the white? What race came first? It doesn't matter, because when you embody all of them in that singular moment, you will realize you have never begun and you have never ended. So if you cannot end, you cannot begin. There is no starting point, which makes your search for an origin, a first, meaningless. There is no first. You don't exist in a sequential order. When you identify with the mind that is birthing, that is beginning at a starting point, then you have some type of a starting point, a birth. It appears as if you have a birth. But chaos is our truest nature. Infinity is our truest nature, which is why we have no starting point. We have nothing to reflect ourselves off of except the screen to our own consciousness, which is why we have the earth and everything in it. Because without this projection, we are simply the void, the absence of anything but the presence of everything. So when you go out of body, when you die, you don't go to a place and you have no body, you have no feet, you have nothing to identify yourself with. Which is why everything is known, because in that singular moment, you are embodying all and nothing. And that's when you reach the timeless. The non-dual state, which cannot be expressed through this or that, because this or that, right and left, are one and the same. And this is when you fully understand that. The right and the left, that's why we have two sides of our brain. Your brain is split down the middle, and you have a right hemisphere and a left hemisphere. So if you're Democrat or Republican, die-hard Democrat, die-hard Republican, you have just chosen the left hemisphere or the right hemisphere. And since that side is the problem, you are now split between your own brain and at war with your other self. And this is how the spiritual war takes place on mankind. This is how mankind is put at war with itself. Through the very mirror you call the world, you are influenced and motivated to kill another being because you call them a Democrat or Republican, because you see them as something different than yourself, which shows you how deep the veil can go. You are influenced to harm your very self, because again, you don't know it's yourself, but you're influenced to do something as ugly as kill. Be savage to yourself, because you're seeing someone's belief, someone's ideology as different than yours, a 6 or a 9. So the best way to win, the only way to win a spiritual war is by getting in tune with the mind. Looking within yourself. Understand, revolting, rioting in the streets is not how you win a spiritual war. Again, it's not about picking up a gun or picking up a weapon or even fighting. This is why the Buddha and Buddhists won't fight, because they acknowledge the world is a maya, is an illusion. And what you're attempting to grab onto and fight is merely an illusion or a projection of yourself. So you are directly and literally fighting yourself. And if only we knew that literally. This is what the Matrix movie, or the Matrix trilogy, was about. A man who was dreaming of someone else being in control of him, fighting this man, only to realize it was himself the whole time. At the end of the movie, he lets Mr. Smith take over his body, and he destroys him from within. He lets go and surrenders the fight because he realizes, why do you persist? Because I choose to. I am choosing to persist in this fight with myself. And the moment you stop, you surrender, and actually look into the mirror honestly, as ugly as it is, you will realize it has merely been yourself the whole time. That is the true work of spirituality, is showing you that mirror. The other side, the subconscious part of your mind, which you have yet to meet yet. See, we think to know ourselves best, but the truth is we're playing two characters each and every day, and we've yet to allow those two characters to meet. But the day they do is the day your reality will not only change, but it will be shattered. But for the better, always for the better. Nothing changes until you do. Nothing is coming to save you. See, all these quotes are just quotes until you embody them, until you experience them. Only then can you understand. Same with Rumi. Rumi's quote, I searched for God and found only myself. I searched for myself and found only God. It is you the whole time. You have no name. You have no specific time, no place, no anything. Why? Because God is everywhere. God is everything. Because there is no person, place, or thing without the mind. The mind is everything, and we are all that source which is lighting the mind. And again, it has no on or off. So we worry ourselves tirelessly day after day about, the sun giving out or being too hot or the universe turning off, etc. But everything is in a perpetual, beautifully divine harmony. And all we must do is surrender ourselves to it and pay attention. Stop and cut out so much distractions. All these distractions that are influencing our minds and our souls for the worse. Turning us on each other. And turning us into something we never were meant to be. You are love. You are love in motion. But look at ourselves. Where is the compassion? We fight each other in the streets. We riot. We bicker. We tear each other down. Where is the love and compassion? We have no understanding. We have no patience. We have no tolerance for each other. To even see another person is a complete bore, is a complete eyesore for us now. Because again, while we've been connected through the internet, we've been socially disconnected. We must remember, and I'm going to end the video with this. It doesn't matter who the president is, which house is in power of what, or what you call yourself. What matters is day after day, each day, how are you interacting with the people that are simply your reflections, that are what you're calling God. If you are religious, I don't consider myself religious, but if you are religious and you honor a God, honor Jesus, whoever, just know that that person that you are mistreating or looking down upon for having a different view or being on the other side of the fence, just know that is your Christ, that is your Messiah, that is your Savior. And what I mean by that is your mirror, that is your test. Why are you mistreating them? Why are you so harshly judging them? Why are they the problem in your reality? As long as people's beliefs, etc., aren't physically harming you directly, meaning I'm going to pick up these scissors and cut you. As long as they're not directly harming you, let be and let be. We cannot blame politics for us having a lack of compassion and morality and humanity for one another. We must take responsibility. It is ourselves. We can blame the governments and all this, and yes, we have been somewhat controlled and influenced through social media, etc. But we must take responsibility. We must become aware of this. Heal from what we've done to each other. And change the dynamic of our interactions, of how we see each other. Have patience, have compassion. Realize every interaction you have with someone, either good or bad, is a test. And it's a chance for you to grow. Grow within. And so you'll grow without. As within, so without. As the body, so the soul. You reap what you sow. You plant the seed, or you let someone in today in traffic, or you're kind to someone who cursed you out, you don't respond with fire, you plant a seed. You may not reap the benefit of that seed today, but tomorrow, guess what? Someone else will. And when you are genuine in your love and in your loving acts, you don't need to see the fruits to your seeds. One love.